Hello everybody and a very warm welcome. Happy Christmas. I hope you're getting excited. Christmas Eve, ready for the big day. Hopefully you're going to be on the nice list, fingers crossed. I'm just here to show you a few of the deals that we've got currently in our winter sale. There's loads more over for you on the website. And in just a few minutes time, we're going to be seeing a rerun of a masterclass from November with me and Debbie, all about die cutting. But before we get into that, let me just quickly show you some of the deals I've picked out for you this Christmas Eve. One of which is the Pasta La Vista paper pad. So this is the 6x6, £3.83. I mean, my goodness me, $5.09, I should say, if you were shopping in the US. Just brilliant this, because whilst you have got some papers in here which are very sort of pasta themed, yours will come intact. You've got patterns in here as well that you can use right throughout the year for all sorts of different occasions as well. It's bright, it's bold, it's fun, and like I say, patterns in there that you can use right throughout the year. And it's a brilliant price as well. 36 sheets in there, you're getting 12 designs, and you are getting 3 sheets of each, giving you your 36 sheets for £3.83, $5.09. If you want to treat yourself this Christmas Eve, that might be the way to go. Next up, we've got one of our die sets from the scene dies that we did a little while back. These are, again, absolutely brilliant. If you love to create 3D projects, if you love to create things like your zigzag and Z fold cards, these are great too. But also, really just nice to have a selection of dies that you can use for your 2D projects as well. This is the Summer Blessings. But you know what, actually, when you look at the dies that you get in here, it might be quite nice for a wedding card, might be quite fun to kind of spooky that up and create like a Halloween card with this as well. Within the set, you are getting a multitude of dies and you're only paying £4.47 if you're a Platinum member, $5.73 if you are shopping in the US. And the final little deal to show you is from one of my favourite collections of the year, which is the Great Outdoors. Such a fun collection, and I know so many people shop for that when we launched it, because obviously, you know, it features things like hiking and biking and camping and camper vanning. This is my favourite stamp and die set that you've got within the actual collection. It's called Enjoy the Journey, and it's got that van, which very much reminds me of a VW camper van, like the old style. So you've got the stamp and then the die to be able to cut that out as well, to use, again, in a multitude of projects, really. If you've already got maybe some of the papers from the Great Outdoors collection, it's obviously going to work. I think with like the Coastal collection, it would work as well. It's just a really fun set to have. £5.11 if you are a Platinum member today. If you're in the US, you want to pick that up, $6.37 if you're Platinum. Loads more on our winter sale page over on the website. And like I say, we're going to delve into a masterclass now. This was filmed back in November. It's me and Debbie, all about die cutting, and see if you can notice a subtle difference between me now and me then back in November. Enjoy the show. Hello everybody, good to see you. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice. We're back for the second of your Wednesday shows, middle of the week, hump day. And this is, as I say, it's kind of the calm before the storm, really, because end of play tomorrow, things begin to kick off a little bit as we head into the Black Friday weekend. So enjoy all of the fun, enjoy all of the education that we're going to be giving you over the course of the next 2 shows. Masterclass now, going to be concentrating on die cutting, and more specifically, the Gemini Mini and the Gemini Midi. I brought this back out onto set because I haven't had this out for a while, actually. My personalised. This was the very first. Do you know what? One day this will be in a museum, right? Because this was the very first Raspberry Gemini MIDI that Leanne made for me with my catchphrase on. I don't know if anyone's ever, if you knew, you wouldn't have seen this. Look at that. Made that for me. Surprised me with that on a show. There you go. Ben Mosby's Gemini MIDI. Simplicity without electricity. There's only one of those in the world. If you want to start bidding for it now, I can start bids at $100. No, not really. No one's having this. It's mine. But no, we've got this out because we're going to show the MIDI, we're going to show the Mini, and we are going to answer all those questions perhaps that you have on them. Anything you want to ask, anything you want to know, anything you want to see, please feel free to get in touch. So that's this show. And again, I feel like we're speaking to everybody, but more so people perhaps who are thinking about getting one of these machines and haven't got one. Maybe you've got one and you haven't used it for a while and you want a bit of a recap on it, or maybe you're completely new and you don't know what these do or what you need them for. We'll give you all that information and get your questions in. Tonight on Beautiful Beginnings, again, we're going to be breaking things down for you and, taking things back to basics with the return of the Essentials Corner. So that's back tonight as well. So any questions you've got, more sort of generic, that show, anything in this show to do with the Mini and the MIDI, of course, we will answer as we go through. And I'm very excited because I've got my absolute fave on the side of the studio. New hairdo, new cardigan. Is it new? Oh. No, I know it was yesterday. No, it wasn't actually yesterday's cardigan. It was Monday's cardigan, I'll have you know. But anyway, she's here. The Barnsley bombshell. Here she is, look. It's the marvellous, the beautiful Debby Robinson. How are you?
Thank you. Fine now. Actually feeling a bit full after my soup, though.
What did you have? Was it like a...
It was broccoli and Stilton soup, and it was absolutely divine.
Was that
honestly.
shop bought or Christina made?
Christina made. Yeah, she makes the most amazing broccoli and Stilton soup. It was delicious in her little soup maker. So yes, I'm feeling a bit full. Do you feel a bit stodgy and a bit full? I feel like I could go and lie down for a nap. However,
you can't.
We're not going to do that because we've got a job to do. And the job that we're going to do and what we're going to tackle with first is our 2 manual machines. We've got our little Mini and our little MIDI on the show, which I'm super excited about because I feel like these sometimes get a little bit overlooked. I do.
Yeah,
I mean, we might bring it out. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's usually this one because it sits on the top of there. But we do focus a lot on the original and a little sneak peek. Saturday. A bit of 101 on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, Johnny. Saturday. We did a little bit of a one-on-one on them.
Do you remember that on Monday?
Yes, yeah. Seems like a lifetime ago, but yes. So we're going to focus on the 2 manual machines in the Gemini family. So yeah, if you've got any burning question that you want to ask, what it can do, what it can't do, do you want to see something that it can do, let me know, because I'll be gladly able to answer any of that while we're live and interactive in this next couple of hours, and then we might throw some other things in the mix as well.
We have got Joyce Chan on the socials for this one. Already in is BJ Clark saying good morning from Portland, Oregon. Hello also to Faye Smith in Virginia. And hi to Lisa P, who says good morning from Bonnie Lake, WA. Bonnie Lake, Washington. Yeah, we'll go with that. Happy Faux Friday in the US. Right. Chat to me as well. If you're not going to ask questions in the show, what's everyone doing tomorrow? What's on the menu? What are you doing? Who's coming round? Where are you going? We need all of that goss, please. Because everyone gets a day off tomorrow, right? For Thanksgiving? Is it like Christmas Day, isn't it? Really? So let us know. What's the plan? I saw the football games are happening tomorrow. They were advertising that on Sky Sports last night, and I know my team are playing. Chiefs are playing the Cowboys tomorrow. Or certainly over the Thanksgiving weekend. Is it the Green Bay Packers are playing as well, I think? Are they all playing? Let me know. I need to know all of this. All I know is the Chiefs are playing the Cowboys. I saw that flash up. What else do we do on Thanksgiving? Let us know. Janelle says, good morning from a very dark and wet Centralia in Washington. Betsy Throop Brack says, hello again from Houston, Texas for round 2. Round 2. Ding, ding. And Karen Bernhardt says, good morning from a rainy Hampton Roads, Virginia. Under the weather today. Well, that's sad to hear. Get well soon. You're having a pug snuggle day, though, so that will certainly cheer you up. Pug snuggles, any dog snuggles are good as far as I'm concerned. Carol says, good morning, everyone. Ben, Debbie and Miss Jan. Oh, and Lucy Sumter has sent in some cards. Have we still got the list in there that George made yesterday? Oh, excellent. So can you add to it, please? EYE. That's I in North Suffolk. It's near Diss. I near Diss. Thank you, Lucy. We will add you, Lucy. We'll add that to the map. We'll do some pin sticking at some point. We've got a lot of pins to stick. And good afternoon to Avril. He says, I'm looking forward to today's learning more tips and tricks with these amazing machines. They are brilliant and, like Debbie says, often overlooked for their electronic partners. And whilst, I think there's a time and a place and a reason for each machine, I think it's nice to be able to concentrate on the 2 that perhaps don't get. Certainly this bad boy. I feel like the Mini, like Debbie says, we use quite a lot in shows as that little machine, to quickly do a few little die cuts with, or for flower foaming, to use for that. I feel like the Mini we don't see very often. So these 2 are going to get the highlight they deserve over the course of this show. So please feel free to ask those questions and send in those comments. Mary Beth Dawes says, hello from Minnesota. And Janelle says, I have to work tomorrow until 2:30 and then home to partake with family. I have about 17 people that will be at the farm for Thanksgiving. Right, let's get started. We're going to talk about first, I think the Mini first of all. Is that what you said? Yeah, Mini. Okay, so this is available in the UK and the US if you want to jump in and grab the Mini. The MIDI only available in the US. $27.99 for the Mini or $55.96. And let's pretend, Debbie, that we have people watching for the very first time. They have no idea what the Gemini Mini manual die cutting machine is. Why do we need it? What does it do? Give us the rundown on this.
For me, it's the portability. It still has those P's, that precision cut, the power and the performance. It still has all of that, but this is not your electronic die cutting machine. This is the portable, lightweight machine, 3x6 in terms of its platform.
Yes.
But the simplicity part, like you said, without the electricity is, for me, not the fact that it's not just the electricity, it's the plates.
Yeah.
It's the platforms, it's the sandwiches, it's the easiest one of all to remember. Now, yours won't look like this.
No.
This is mine. But these are the two simple platforms that you're going to need. Now, you'll get the power and the performance that you would expect from electronic, but in a mini version and in a manual version. Now, I'll start with the features of it. You can see it is lightweight. It has those powerful sucker feet on there, on the bottom, which do not require any moisture, so you don't go around licking them. You don't, honestly, you don't spritz them with any water. I know it sounds daft, but I've had people come up to me and tell me, you don't need to do that. Exactly, and you won't go round. I mean,
no.
back in the day,
I remember
a long time ago,
yeah.
That's what you used to have to do with like these kind of things, but not with these.
Not anymore.
If you know Leanne, you know she's a stickler for detail, and these are all the little features that she, insisted on, the quality. And the power, like I said, which will put it through its paces in a second. And just so I mean by that, I've had machines in the past that haven't, and you literally pop that down onto your platform or your desk or your craft desk, wherever, and you just push that down, so it now remains solid. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to start running down the counter when you start cranking around the machine, because this is the thing. It's a simple system. It is a turning handle back and forth, because you can push it forward and buck it back, so you haven't got your reverse, but you've got none of that. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's the portability of it. And I will tell you, and I'll bet you any money you're saying the same for the people that own these, 99% of the time that I craft, this little boy, might be little, but my goodness, it might be mini, but it's mighty, comes out and I use it because the majority of my dies fit through there. The platform, like I said, is 3x6 in turns. But let's have a little look at the powerful sucker feet.
Because that
shows you how powerful, one hand.
Because that's not light, that, Matt.
This is heavy. I'm thinking there, gosh, my arm, then I feel like I'm doing a bit of workout, because it's heavy. It's a heavy glass mat. And just to remove it, you literally rock it either forwards or backwards. It's either way. And the other thing as well, for left-handed and right-handed, you just turn it around to whatever. So if you're left-handed, like my granddaughter, when she uses mine, she turns it the other way because she's left-handed.
Right.
So it literally is the most comfortable, easiest, portable machine that you can take anywhere with you, on the go. It's quiet. It's, like I said, it's one of those that doesn't need electricity. It's quiet, but it's super strong. And like we said, it might be mini, but it isn't half mighty when it comes to that power.
Yeah.
Now, I will show you the two platforms include the folder, and I often revert to this bit about my friend Linda. Linda, if you're watching, hope you're feeling better, my darling. But Linda has got one of these, and she showed me her a folder, and what she was doing was she was just using one side, cutting in the same place over and over and over and over again, and it looked like this.
Like a banana?
Yeah. Well, now, I'm going to paint no bones. This is not the same kind of material that you would get with an electronic die cutting machine. This is a plastic folder, but what I want to stress is it has 4 cutting sides. So you cut on one side, then you turn it over, you cut on the other side, you flip reverse it, you cut on this side, then you cut on this side. You keep flipping and rotating every time you use it to get the longevity out of there. And I will tell you, even if it has got a slight bend to it, you can still use it.
Yeah.
And even if you've done what Debbie's done before in the past, and I've done it on her, I've put a die too close up to the top, ran it through there, it snapped.
Oh, yeah.
Literally split the...
Still use it.
And people think that's it, it's no longer be used. No, bit of tape over the top, absolutely fine to go, good to go. So every single die that you are going to put in there is what you're going to die cut with.
Yeah.
And that's as simple as it is, as easy as it is. And then you've got this shim, which is just a single shim on its own, which is for your 2D embossing folders, which we have had in the past, and there's other companies out there that do smaller ones. So that is for your 2D embossing, and for your 3D embossing, it couldn't get any more simpler because you just run it through the mouth of the machine with nothing.
Yeah.
It's that easy. And I'm going to show you, because I'm going to get ready to do a bit of die cutting, bit of embossing, and we'll show you how that works.
Well, I'll say a few more hellos. Hello, Sister Cindy. Did Ben say this morning that the Anne's Beautiful Pearl Paste Butterfly card was on the 14th of October? Yes. Tuesday the 14th. Can't find it. My Wi-Fi is full of gremlins today. It was definitely the 14th of October, I'm being told in my ear, in the launch party show. But I feel like she did lots of demos like across the whole day with that as well. So yeah, it's definitely that day. Hopefully your gremlins will get sorted out. Paul Prince joins us from South Carolina. Hello, Paul Prince ×4. Karen Bernhardt says, Zach and I have colds. Zach is smoking pork butts. What?
What?
That's what it says.
What's a pork butt?
What's a pork butt? Like a pig. Yeah. 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 No, he's not. No, he's not like smoking. He's smoking it as in he's got it on the old. Oh. Yes, he's smoking a pork butt.
I did wonder.
Yes.
I thought you meant smoking a pig's. That's what you meant. I was like, that's a little bit strange. Is that a Thanksgiving tradition?
Well, it would be
there?
a weird thing, wouldn't it? But no, he's smoking. Oh dear. He's smoking pork butts and turkey.
Oh, delicious.
And daughter is cooking the sides. I know we have this chat every year, but what are the sides? Let us know. We need to know. We don't do it, you see. I feel like you guys made Halloween big for us over here in the last sort of 10, 15 years. Maybe we could take on Thanksgiving because, you know, we're all thankful for stuff as well. So we should definitely get an extra day off and be thankful for stuff and have friends and family around and eat stuff. Tarot Wisdom says hello. Hello. And hello, Zoe Carver. Hello. Faye says, I'm going to join my sister and her family at her house for dinner. We will have turkey and country ham, plus a buffet of sides and desserts. I'll be taking a fruit salad, pasta salad, a cake and a gallon of iced tea. Oh. Tomorrow is also my youngest son's birthday, so his birthday cake goes as my dessert item. Well, that's going to be a fantastic day for you tomorrow, isn't it? Tarot Wisdom says buying a Mini is a no-brainer. You don't even have to think about it. Just get one and get crafting with the blooming kids. I love it too. And I do love the fact, says Avril, you can use it left or right-handed. It never even occurred to me that I use mine left-handed, and some machines won't allow you to crank backwards, which is a very good point. And Barbara Satterley says, Ben, you said imagine not having a Mini. I can't imagine crafting without it. And what I would say, and you know, we can ask Debbie, we can chat to Debbie about this. Obviously, with like your Mini and your MIDI, for example, you're going to find, I think, the majority of your dies will go through. You're obviously just limited, I suppose, to the size of the cardstock that you're using. But you know, Debbie, if we have got someone, as I say, I keep thinking about Dawn, who messaged yesterday, who inherited all that craft stuff and is looking to get into craft. If we are starting off crafting, we want to get into die cutting and embossing, we don't want to spend a huge amount of money, the Mini is a good starting point, isn't it? It is a
good starting point, yes. Yeah. Like I said, you would be limited with certain designs if you were trying to put a card through, like maybe an edgeable. Yeah. You can still use edgeables, because if you think about the platform 3x6, the majority of our edgeables will fit onto there. The only difference there would be you would have to use it as like a piece to stick on to, rather than it being on the edge of the card. Because if you think about the mouth of the machine, you're talking 3 inches. Yeah. The MIDI is 6, the same as it would be for the Gemini Junior. Yeah. Please back in. Obviously, the platform on an electronic is 9. So you can see the sizing. Now, if you can stretch
to the MIDI a
little bit more, it's still a great starting point for a machine. I remember my very first machine that I bought was £160, I think it was. Okay. A lot of money for a manual machine. We're not asking that for our MIDI, and we're certainly not asking it for the Mini, because you can see the price for the Mini that's on there. It's one of those machines as well, for those people that have got your electronic machines and don't have a portable machine, for that exact reason, being portable, the portability side of it, and the fact that you would use it a lot, because you would be surprised how many dies you own in your crafty stash that will fit through there. We've shown that time and time again here on the shows. So for me, having a smaller machine to be able to just literally lift off the top, put on my desk, run them through without having to get all the plates out, remember the combinations.
Oh, yeah.
And all that kind of thing, because if you just remember, every single die goes through that folder.
Yeah.
Every die. Nothing else. You don't have to think about plastic shim, magnetic shim, rubber shim, all that kind of... You have to remember any of that, which is why Ben came up with the simplicity without the electricity. He wasn't just meaning without electric, he's meaning the simplicity form of how you use this machine, but what it can do for you as a crafter, whether you're just starting out or whether you've been crafting like me for years, that machine... And you can only ask our people out there, our lovely community out there that own this, just how many times they own it and why they wouldn't be without it.
Yeah.
Just by the sheer quantity of the people that already own this machine.
And do start that in the chat as well. You know, I've seen people already saying, couldn't imagine not having a Mini, you know, couldn't craft without mine. And when you do get further down the line, what you'll find is a lot of people do have the Mini and then say the Junior or the Gemini 2, and they use them alongside each other, because there's moments when you'll need the bigger machine, you know, with the bigger platform to do those bigger projects. But a lot of the time, like Debbie said, you will use your Mini just for those quick die cuts, just because you're making flowers, just because you're working. You look at a lot of the sets that we brought you recently, a lot of the sets we're bringing you like the smaller dies where you've got the opportunity to multi-cut different items and then build up little images or build up little toppers, those kind of things. So a lot of the sets that we brought you recently certainly will be going through the Mini. It's just when you want to make the bigger cards, like Debbie said, if you wanted to, say, incorporate like an edgeable into a bigger size card, that's when you'd need the larger machines. But as a starting point, and if you're working on, say, you know, £30, $60 sort of budget, absolutely fantastic. If you can stretch to the MIDI, which we'll talk about later, obviously a little bit more costly. However, you are getting that bigger folder to play with, so you've got obviously more possibilities. I mean, if you've already got one of these, fantastic, get the chat going. But again, as a few have said, if you've maybe got an electronic machine and then the kids want to craft with you or the grandkids want to come around and craft, how nice to have one of these as well for them to work with. Again, because it makes it nice and easy, you know, for little hands to work with. It's a brilliant machine as well. So have a little think about that. And I'll come back to Debbie with this because I know she's going to show us around it. And Pat, this is what Debbie was talking about just a few moments ago. So she might be able to help you, but of course you can still use it. Pat, Debbie, is saying she's got the Mini and the MIDI. Her folders on the Mini have broken at the hinge or break at the hinge. What is she doing wrong if that keeps happening? And
that's probably the die is just that little bit too close up to the, in terms of the hinge.
Right.
And if you think where the hinge is and the meeting the rollers, there's a little bit too much pressure, which is why it can happen. It happened to me. I remember doing a Christmas show last year.
Yeah, I remember it.
We was in that studio and I did exactly the same thing. I was too busy talking to Ben, not concentrating where I put my die, and I popped it right up to the very edge of the hinge.
Right,
and it had snapped the pressure. So just think about that when you're popping it on. I'm actually using quite a large die for my first die cut, which you're probably thinking, what are you doing? But I will show you, because if I just pop that on and then show you by what I mean by that. So I've got the die. Yeah. If you push that die right up to the very top where the pressure is at where this hinge is, you are putting a lot of pressure on the top there. However, like I said, if you have snapped it, don't worry, because you just put a little bit of tape, a little bit of parcel tape over the top, or just clasp it together the next time you use it and run it through, and you're absolutely fine. So don't think that you've destroyed your plate and you can't use it, because you absolutely can.
Couple of quick ones and then we'll get into some demos. Lots of food chat coming through. We're doing it again. We did it yesterday. Traditional food, says Cindy. I love them all and cook on Thanksgiving. Turkey, green bean casserole, stuffing, mashed potato. Love mash. And a bit of nutmeg on your mash. Oof. Sweet potato casserole, pumpkin cheesecake, brownie, and turtle pie. Turtle pie, what is that? I have a gluten allergy, says Jennifer Joseph, and we ordered a free pecan pie from a gluten-free bakery near us. And Journelle says, Mini and the G2 are my go-to machines. I have the others, but they don't get used as frequently. And thank you to Jenny, says, Thanksgiving side for our family, usually corn casserole, mac and cheese, sweet potato, twice baked potatoes, Brussels sprouts with almonds, and deviled eggs. And Linda says, right now I'm starting to make the macaroni and cheese and stuffing and gravy. My sister cooks the meats, turkey, ham and collard greens. Right, keep those coming through. Let's have a look at the Mini with Debbie. What are you going to show us, Debbie?
Well, I'm going to show you first die cutting, and I can see that mine, I have used this side a lot here. Can you see the markings there? So I talk about this a lot, about using all 4 cutting sides. So I'm going to use one of the sides that I haven't cut into yet, and literally fold that up. Any die that can fit through there, and this is literally at 6 inches, so we're talking a full og edgeable there, going in, and it's on a little bit of mirror card.
Yeah.
And you literally just feed it through to the rollers, and the minute it takes, you don't have to do anything, and just put your hands, or you hold that down, but you literally just turn the handle. And again, it is that simplicity of it. It's just the turn of the handle. That's all you need to remember. And if you do want to do another double cut, or you want to bring it back, you do exactly the same. You can just bring that back. So if you, for that, I mean, if you're going in and you just want to use the top part of your folder, you've got the ability to be able to release that as well. So literally, when I say about die cutting, let's give that a little flick. And I've just chosen one of the edge, because I think we've got these. I think they're on today. If they weren't on today, they were on quite recently, which is the Christmas embellishments.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so let me just push that onto there. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of dark paper so you can see that die cut, precision cut, beautifully cut, one pass of the machine.
Yeah.
So that is your die cutting. Now anything, any die that would fit through there, you simply just pop it in, die cut it through once, and you are good to go. And that, again, when you look at the detail of that, there's a lot of cutting points on that die, a lot of cutting points, and it's cut it absolutely beautifully.
Yeah, it has.
Beautifully. Now, that's your die cutting part to it. I'm just going to give that a nice little shake out there. I'm going to talk about, and remember, when we use it again, just flip that over now and cut on the other side. So I just cut back onto that side. Once I finish with there, move over to there, and then I move over to that side. And there's a little bit of housekeeping. If they're small dies and you're only putting a couple of small dies on, just remember about placement, about using any part of that plate. And you'll, again, get more longevity out of it. Okay, so that's that part done in terms of die cutting. Embossing. Now, I've got some of our 2D and 3D embossing folders, and I've just run a little bit of cardstock into the centre of there. Now, with a 2D embossing folder, this is when this plastic folder comes in. It's the only time you need to be using that plastic folder is when you are embossing. And this can go in either way. So I can either run it through there like that, or I can take it that way and run it through like that. It doesn't really matter. It is just acting as a shim. And by a shim, I mean it's just literally the shim that you are using to get that embossing detail, because it's 2D. It's not the same thickness, it's not the same thick plastic. But what you get, let's separate that for a second, is that beautiful embossed detail that's on there, which looks stunning.
So
good. Again, really, really easy. Now, you will notice a difference. People have often asked me about this when it comes to an electronic with a manual. You will notice a difference with your embossing. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I think that is beautifully embossed on the 2D version. Should we move to the 3D?
Yeah, why not?
So 3D, I've got a
Easy
3D embossing folder, and a 3D embossing folder, super easy. You don't need anything. And you just literally run it into the mouth of the machine.
Some would say that's simplicity.
Without the electricity. Because it is. Now, again, when you lift off, you'll see that beautiful embossing, and slightly deeper this time, because obviously it's 3D. 3D to 2D is, it's just one raised element. When it should we do it that way, Jamie? That is one raised embossing detail, just one.
Yeah.
The 3D, and you'll see it there, is that you've got different levels of embossing. Peaks and troughs, yeah, absolutely. And that's the difference between your 2D to the 3D. Now, another thing that I've been asked about is that some people say they don't get a clean 3D from just doing that. You can add a shim.
Oh, okay.
A paper shim.
With a 3D?
With a 3D.
Right.
Or you could spritz it with a bit of water, like Leanne, I think, has often suggested.
Sometimes,
you can. Not all times, but you can do that as well, where you spray, and I don't mean saturate.
No, just a waft.
A waft. Spritz in the air, waft, and then run that through. But you can actually put that through, and in fact, I'll just show you what I mean. I've got a little strip here. It's not a full strip, but it'll do, just to show you what I mean. Because please don't think that you are going to be able to do this.
Yes.
Now, if I just show you, now I'm going to show you, but I'm not going to put it through. If I put that there, I'm met instantly with, there, did you hear it? The resistance. If you try to put a 3D folder through with that shim, you will break the folder, you may even get stuck. It's not worth it. It's just a case of maybe adding a little shim underneath. Just a very thin shim to go underneath there.
So, as a rule of thumb with these, if you meet any resistance with the crank, you stop.
Stop.
Don't force it.
Yeah, don't force it. My 3D's on that side. Sorry, I probably threw the wrong way around. But you can. So that's just the deboss.
Yeah.
So you can add a little shim, but when I say a little shim, this is a 250 GSM. I wouldn't go any more.
Okay.
So just a 250 GSM. So depending on, and you can do that with that as well, and I'll show you that when we move to the MIDI. But that is just a little rule that you could tweak it slightly by. But please do not put a 3D folder with that, because I heard that click and I knew then stop.
Could that be, I mean, this is difficult to diagnose, I suppose, but oh, by the way, I must just say, if you've asked any questions in this show that are non-die cutting related, we're rolling those into Beautiful Beginnings. Jan's making a list of those questions which are about other things for that show. So make sure you come back. If you've asked a question, we're not ignoring you. We're just going to use those for Beautiful Beginnings later. Penny says her MIDI arrived yesterday and she used the square nesting dies, but the MIDI didn't seem to like them. She says, I used nesting dies with the white cardstock and it was difficult to go through. What might that be?
Was that the MIDI?
Yeah.
Shall we ask Matty?
Yeah? Get some white cardstock?
Grab me, is it the new ones?
She said the new, use the square nesting dies, she just said. I assume it's the new ones.
If Matty can get hold of them for me, we'll do it.
Okay, and we'll have a look.
That. Yeah, we'll do that.
And just to say, we'll have a good read of all of your Thanksgiving food in just a bit. We want to see some more stuff with Debbie. I just do want to remind you that on Friday, we need some Friday Night Fave pictures, please, because we are doing Friday Night Live. It is a Black Friday special. What we're going to do, because we've obviously got a Black Friday day of it, if you like, loads of great prices and sales and all sorts coming up. So the first hour is me on my own, and at 5 till 6 on Black Friday, and with some time-limited deals, Black Friday deals. And then the second hour of the show, we've got prizes, we've got games. Brent's coming in to play some games. So we're doing a Spot the Difference. We are also bringing back for that show the Plinko board as well. So there'll be chances to win some really great prizes, but we need your pictures, please. We're going to try and get in all of the usual things in the hour. So win your basket, the pictures, the Plinko, everything that you love and more. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Win your Black Friday basket. I mean, come on. But your pictures, please, of anything that you've made recently, anything maybe with the new collections that you've received, birthday collections, those kind of things. We'll pick our favourite 5 and those will go into the gallery at the end of the show. And if we feature yours, you'll win 50 bonus points for your Club Inspire account. Thank you to Trudy who's joined us. We'll read a couple of these in then. Cindy says brownie turtle pie, chocolate brownie base in a pie shell with caramel and pecans on top. A little bit goes a long way. My 12-year-old is, how shall we say, a mac and cheese snob. Says Jennifer Joseph. And I was on baking detail tonight, says Lisa P. Oh, there's loads of comments. Lemon bar cookies, snickerdoodles. Every year I ask you what's a snickerdoodle, and every year I forget. And what else did she say? Snickerdoodles. Oh, I've lost the comment now because my tablet's having a moment. A few more then. Carolyn Maz says, I love my Mini, and so does my 8-year-old granddaughter, who I bought one for last Christmas. And Pebbles says, early dinner yesterday, nut roast, roast potatoes, roast pumpkin, peas, parsnip, stuffing carrots, Brussels sprouts and lashings of gravy. So one from Carol, he says, Ben, my grandson loves the Mini and MIDI as he is autistic and he doesn't like the sound from the electronic machine. So there's many reasons why you might want to get a Mini or a MIDI in your life. Hello, Jeffrey's joined us. Altja has joined us as well. Hoi, hoi, Altja. And hello also to Mary Shaw, who says, we are deep frying a turkey. Deep frying a turkey. Corn pudding, broccoli, rice casserole, sweet potatoes, stuffing, mashed potatoes and gravy, rolls, peas, chocolate pudding pie and apple pie with vanilla ice cream. Right. Debbie, what are you going to show us next?
Well, we always ask this question, and I've been asked this many a time when I've been out and about on trade shows and things like that, about can you use multimedia dies through this machine or that machine? And I know there's a little bit of between the two. You can, but not to the same extent you can with this. So the electronic has got electronic power running through there, where you can cut up to eight layers of cotton.
Yeah.
Now, I've tried leather through here, and it didn't end well. So I'm just going to put it out there. Leather's quite thick. So I've got a couple of sheets of cotton, and I've just got a multimedia die. Now, my top tip for this is that you would have 2 separate folders, one for papercraft, one for multimedia. You can do it, but we recommend that the majority of the time, you're going to use your electronic die cutting machine for multimedia dies. But just so I can show you and answer that question, that if anybody was thinking of asking, would it work? Again, what you wouldn't do is you wouldn't put that right up close to that hinge.
Is that a minion?
Is it a what?
It looks like it's an owl. It looks like a minion.
It's an owl.
Oh.
Yeah, it's some fabric that I collected. Now, I want you to listen. Can you hear now this? Can you hear and can you see that this, the resistance?
Oh, yeah.
So can you see why? So you don't force the crank, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because if you force that to go through, what can happen? Well, there's a couple of things. This could shoot out. This could split.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing you want. Now, I will just show you. You can see, and I don't know if you can see just above his eyebrows where it's tried to go through there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. What do you mean? What's going off in my ear?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, right, okay.
It's fine.
Okay, I'm just checking. But let's have a look with one sheet.
So this is one sheet of the fabric
just
now?
one sheet of the fabric. Now, if you look, can you feel straight away? Well, look at that, the power. It's moved that straight off. Now, that could be because it's just at the top again. So we'll go back in and we'll show you. And then...
Ah, okay.
And then you bring that back. And let's have a look because... There you go. There's the answer. No. And that's a multimedia die, it's not a papercraft die.
Yeah.
So this is a good example of why, and there is some multimedia dies out there that will go through, but again, you've got to be really careful. Now, in terms of things like funky foam, shall we go with a funky foam and run that through?
Yeah.
Now, again, you can feel that little bit of resistance.
Yeah.
You can always come back, okay?
That will probably cut though, won't it?
Of course it will.
Yeah.
Because it's a different kind of fabric. Yeah. And if I just, that's because I went through twice, it's frayed a little bit, but there you go. So you can cut things like foam. Felt. Do you want to see if it works with felt?
Yes.
Well, I tried before and it did half.
Oh, okay.
So this is what I'm saying about when it comes to your manuals. It's got the name Gemini in front of it. We all know it's a powerful, mighty machine, but there are some limitations as to what you can use it for. And so why we would recommend that you would probably use your, especially for your multiple layers.
Yeah.
You've seen that I couldn't cut through one layer of the fabric, but you can see I've cut through funky foam, which is quite thick, but it's a little bit more spongy, a little bit more where it can cut into it and give you that.
But it's less fibrous, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, whereas cottons and things like that have got more fibre to them and things. And I do have some faux leather somewhere, and I'll get that out, and let's have a little test at that one as well.
All right. Very busy for these minis in the UK. Great Christmas gift as well. 29 days to go, by the way. That putting the frighteners up you. Hi to Stephen Ferguson. It says, hi, Ben and Debbie. I haven't been very well, but I'm a lot better now. Well, that's good to hear that you're better, Stephen. It's lovely to have you back with us. Karen says, oh, this is Zach who's doing the pork and turkey. Zach used hickory wood to smoke the turkey and pork. He also uses the pork broth injected into the turkey to make it extra moist. That's a good tip, that. I love that. And Pat Schoff says, I've just made deviled eggs for tomorrow. When the show is over, I'm going to make pumpkin pies. Tomorrow, turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, oh boy, green beans and peas. Oof. Thanksgiving sides could be sweet potato, says Barbara. Sweet potato casserole, dressed eggs, dressing balls. Dressing balls. Dressing balls. I don't know what that is. Stuffing balls, is it? Like?
Do you think it could
dumplings, cranberry salad, mashed potatoes, gravy, broccoli casserole, and desserts, German chocolate pie. Good question from producer Johnny. Is your meal lunchtime, or do you eat in the dinner time in the evening? Like when is like the Thanksgiving meal? Do you have it at lunch? Like, you know, your Christmas dinner you have at lunchtime, don't you? Well, like 2, 3 o'clock we normally eat ours. Or do you wait till the end of the day? Let us know. Jeffrey says, I have the Gemini 2, the Gemini and the Mini and Mini. I tend to use the Mini and Mini most of the time, says Jeffrey. I've got your question, and when we come on to embossing, we'll ask Debbie that question. Alex, this is a very good one. Excuse me. in just a few moments' time. Debbie is currently looking for some. Currently looking for.
I
some
am.
leather.
Do you know? Right, let me just show you.
Did you use your last bit the other day?
I must have used
yeah,
it
I think you did.
because I carry, because obviously I go out demonstrating for trade, and I have always had I call it my material box. It comes
Is that
with
your box?
Yeah. So no, it's not yours. It's not Sarah's. This is mine. Yours is somewhere down there. But I've always had lots of different things. It's basically when I go out demonstrating. Which, by the way, on Saturday at Birmingham, if you're in the area, come and see me because I'll be demonstrating with the Gemini
What's
2.
it, the National Bike Museum?
National Bike Museum, Stand 11,
No.
Birmingham, 10 till 3. National Bike Museum? I think that's what it's called. It's the paper and craft show anyway. So, like I said, I'll put some details on there. But I'll be out there with my bag of goodies showing you the kind of things that the Gemini 2, because I've got a few Gemini 2s. So if you're in the market to get hold of
It's
one.
in Solihull you're going to.
It?
Yeah.
Someone told me Birmingham. Is that not the same
Well,
place?
it's Birmingham
So,
way.
yeah, so I've got all sorts in there from tissue paper. Ooh, I'll show you what I've got. Because look what I did.
Ah.
See, it happens to the best of us. And that was me being silly because didn't pay attention to what I was putting in there. It happens to us all. No, I weren't watching soap, so we're talking to a customer.
The Excalibur Paper Crafting Fair, is that it?
What?
The Excalibur Paper Crafting Fair.
Hang fire.
What it is?
Just bear with me.
29th.
Is
Paper
it?
Crafting and Stamping Show.
Is that what it's called?
10 till 3.
10 till 3, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Paper
it.
craft and stamp show, is that what she said?
Excalibur Paper Crafting Fair.
National Motorcycle Museum, stand H11, first on the right.
There you go, first on the right as you go in.
Steve messaged me this morning to tell me where I'm coming because I always get lost. So, yeah. But, yeah, you'd think I'd have my faux leather. I must have used it all. I've got real leather in there. I've got tissue paper. I've got felt, Essian and all that kind of thing because I've always had this from going back to my Chesterfield store days.
Yeah.
And I've always topped it up. I've got all my materials, mount board and everything, so it goes everywhere with me. And then I have my box of all my different dies and stencils and things that I use for demonstrating with, just to show you that power of that machine. So I haven't got any faux leather, I can't show you. I do apologise. I'll have to dish them out somewhere.
I've got one question to follow up on the funky foam, and then let me know when you're moving on to embossing, because I have an embossing question. But Linda says, I have funky foam, and I still don't know what to do with it.
Craft with it. Just craft it as a different material. Beautiful with flowers. Oh, the new dyes from yesterday. We did a foam one, didn't we?
Yeah.
You could use it with your foam. You could die cut it with. Debbie does a lot with sentiments and turns her die cut sentiments into stamps because she stamps it out in funky foam, sticks it with stick and stay onto a block, and then inks it and uses it as a stamp. So you can do things like that with it.
But also the die sets that we've got where you're kind of building up little, like yesterday, for example, when we Helter Skelter. I always think, or the little monsters, for example.
Little monsters, the little cute monster characters you can do, because you can use those sort of dies. You don't need a multimedia die to cut through with funky foam. In fact, I'll get some funky foam out and I'll get a regular die and show you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a multimedia die because of the funky foam, because the power of all those machines will work. I'll find one out for you.
Oh, Lisa P says stuffing is called dressing in the southern USA.
Oh,
so there you go.
know
So we
that.
learned something new there. So it is stuffing balls, basically. Hi to Carol, who's with us. Hi to Pebbles. I can't remember which ones of these I've read out, but Janelle says, my daughter and her daughter are gluten-free, so my daughter makes an amazing gluten-free sourdough bread that I then use to make my stuffing. I have to quadruple the recipe, so we have some for leftovers. Each one takes 9 cups of bread cubes, so I have to cut 36 cups of bread cubes. It's a lot of prep, isn't it? Mary Shaw's with us. Linda's joined us. Susan B says, roast turkey with sage stuffing. Can't beat it. Sage and onion. Mashed potato. Succotash.
Pardon?
Succotash. What's succotash?
What's succotash?
Every time I think of succotash, that's Daffy Duck, isn't it? Or is that the rest of the cat? Fother and succotash. Fother and succotash.
What's
Daffy
a
Duck.
succotash?
We'll find out. Succotash. What a great word. S-U-C-C-O-T-A-S-H. Johnny's just finding out what succotash is. North American vegetable dish consisting of sweet corn with beans and other shell beans.
Never heard of it.
Lima beans and other shell beans. Fluffer and fuckerash. Roasted broccoli, Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, cranberry sauce, deviled eggs, hot yeast rolls, and homemade apple pie. Johnny says the succotash does look nice in the pictures. And Doreen says, I use the funky foam so often. I use the white one, for example, with a dye to make snow or a Santa hat. I use red funky foam or the scarf for a snowman, things like that.
Perfect.
Or green funky foam for a dye to make grass. Says Doreen.
Absolutely. Funky foam, and I've got some here now, and I've just got one of my little regular papercraft dyes. Funky foam is a great one to use for just giving you a bit of a different texture to your card making and all that kind of thing. So use it as you would do with cardstock. That's the thing. And we've had lots of lovely collections. I'm thinking of the Our Family dyes.
Yeah.
The Ladies Through the Ages dyes, where you can build up. The flower dyes, they're half Flora and Flutter dyes from yesterday, or the half flutter as we call them. You could use those.
Yeah.
Anything, just die cut it with. Don't be put off. And a lot of people always still think of funky foam, it's a kid's thing. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's just offering you a different texture. So by that, I've got a regular papercraft die. I've just sandwiched it in between my plates there and just run that through. So on the previous one, I used a multimedia die, but just to show you, and again, you know, you've got the power to be able to bring that back to do a double cut if you think it hasn't cut through the first time. You've got that power to be able to bring it back. But what you've got with your funky foam is you've got just some more different ways of using it. Instead of it being card, it just gives you texture, is what it gives you. And it's great to use for papercraft as well as multimedia and everything else. So, and that's just a regular die.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm making a cherry cheesecake and cool lemon pie, says Kelly H. And Susan B says, Ben, succotash is lima beans and corn. Do you want this question about embossing?
Yes, yeah. Fire away.
So Ouch is asked, so if you've got a card, so like a mirror card, for example, that's one-sided.
Yes.
She says, and I want to emboss that. How do I know which side I have to put? She's put on the die, but it's basically which side is going to emboss.
Great question. Where's my embossing folder gone? Let me just show you, because I've got some mirror card here, and I'll just literally let me just chop that down just to show you. So let's come in just a little bit under 6. There we go. So mirror cardstock, pattern cardstock, whatever it is that you've got where you've got the pattern, what you're looking for is, and always think of this, because I think we've confused people, because sometimes we have it on the front, sometimes we have it on the back. People don't know where they are with it. So the best thing to do is get your fingers out and use your fingers. If it's got a groove in, turn it around. You want the groove out, so curved, so facing upwards. So the raised element, when you put this over the top, that pushes through, so that will push through. If I just pop that there, the raised pushes from underneath onto there. That's the bit. If you was to do it that way, it's going to push in and it's going to deboss. So you need to make sure that you feel, and where it's raised, then you know to face that facing you where the raised is. So just by that little rule of thumb, you'll never go wrong. And the other thing you can do, so you'll know with this particular one, that's the deboss side and that's the embossed side. And you could actually write that as a little reminder to yourself. So you could put a little E.
That's the idea. So
that you know that if your cardstock is facing you where the E is, you're going to emboss it.
Yeah.
And you
I'm
could
so
put
glad
D
you said that,
on this side.
because we've had it before where it's been like, oh, you know, it's on the side where the Crafterscompanion logo is, but it's not always been that way, has it? So don't always go with that rule of thumb.
Don't be fooled by that. We used to have it where it was on the front.
Then didn't.
We then moved it to the back.
Yeah.
Then we went back to the front, and then we've gone back to the back. But if you've got embossing folders from 6 years ago, how do you know where it is?
Exactly right.
How do you know which side it is?
Yeah.
So raised, feel it with your finger, raised, so it faces you. That's where you put your paper, so that it faces you, so you see it, so that you know it's going to go into that cardstock. And for example, we'll just run that through. And now it's raised, so you can see it's raised.
Perfect, yeah.
Whereas when I did it that way, I debossed it because I wasn't concentrating. Can we go in close, Jamie? So I wasn't concentrating. So this one is debossed, so it sinks in. This one's raised, where it's raised out. And that's the way to remember it. And like I said, the little top tip there that I would put on is I would put an E there.
Yeah.
And you know then if you see the pretty pattern facing you, you know it's going to emboss, and put a D on the back for deboss.
Whilst we're on the subject of that, and great timing for your question here, Sarah, because we're on the subject of embossing folders, really good one. So we talk a lot about embossing folders and the sort of letterpress technique you can do when you ink up your folders.
Ink,
So
yeah.
Sarah's wondering whether she could use the colorista markers. She said, would they damage an embossing folder if you used it instead of an ink pad to colour before embossing?
An alcohol marker? Painting an alcohol marker
That's
through a
what she's
letterpress?
asking.
No, it's a permanent marker. And all you're going to do is you're going to paint your beautiful embossing folder in a beautiful colour, but it's not going to do anything.
No.
It won't transfer onto anything.
But so what could we use instead then if we didn't have
Any inks, any kind of ink. You could even paint on paste and do it that way. And you could do that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You could do it with any kind of inks. The only things you can't do it with is your permanent marker. So your permanent markers would be an alcohol marker. Don't do that.
But you could use your aqua pens, could you?
Use your aqua pen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you could use things like that. You'd have to spritz it, I think, though.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, you'd have to spritz it. But if you want to do it with the ink...
You did one, was it?
I'm just going to grab one.
Yeah, I was going to say, Debbie did one either earlier or was it yesterday now, I feel? And we'll find out what the guys normally use. But it's a great question because, again, it shows you the kind of versatility that you've got with embossing folders. So if you were going to do it, Debbie, what would you use?
Personally, for a letterpress technique, I do inks. I'm a simple girl. Any of our inks would work lovely on it. Okay. And I mean any of our inks. But all you would do is you would take this. Now, there's other arguments that you could do with this. People have talked about brayers, so you could use a brayer.
Oh, yeah.
And you could absolutely take a brayer over the top of your ink, pick it up, and then run it into your folder to get a neat finish. But you could do what Debbie's going to do, and you just take that over the top, and I'm going to do.
And this is going on which side?
Okay, right. So which side depends on the look that you want.
Right.
And I'm going to do both.
Okay.
Now normally I do it across the folder and do your back and forth. I'm not. I'm going to do two separate ones. Now when you do it into the bit that is the recess, so it goes in, that's going to pick the background up. If I do it this way, where it's raised, it's going to pick up the raised and it's going to leave the background white. This will bring the background in the colour. So as you can see, the colour is on the background. And what that does then is leave all the detail white, so you could colour it in if you wanted to colour it in. So I'm just going to put that through. Oh, that were a perfect size.
Oh, yeah?
God, I couldn't do that again if I tried. So again, let's just pop that in. Now, I'm going to add, let me just grab a paper shim. Let me cut that down a bit. Just put a little bit of a shim underneath it. Just pop that through. And run that, okay? And that then takes the ink into the background and leaves the detail of the embossed, the level of the embossing, white. So they can then take your pens, pencils, or you could just leave it as it is. If you do the other side, and the other side, like I said, would be the raised side. So again, would be the raised side if you were embossing with foil paper, like we've just shown you with the mirror card, that would push up. So this is now going to catch all the raised, and you'll see it side by side, because I'm not going to clear that side. So what that does is just it catches all the 3D raised. So if I lift that up, you can see now it's on the front of the emboss. And when you run that through, and I don't think I've got another shim, so I'm just going to cut one down really quickly. Please excuse this was an old shim that's already been embossed, so now I'm going to re-emboss it, but needs must. And run that through. So that it pushes in so it's that is pushing in. Okay, so again, you can see a little bit of a ghost in there. So that's the difference between the two. So the raised, it's the background, the non, it does the deboss side. So you've got two different looks there.
I'm loving you guys the questions, because Jackie's just asked a brilliant question, again, to do with what you've just done.
Okay.
So Jackie says, I tried to emboss a card yesterday. Oh no, this isn't about inking. But she says, how do I get it to not leave folder lines?
Folder lines?
Yeah. So I think, is that sometimes when the card like squishes?
Ah, that's a good question. So, depending on which size you're using, you cut that down to size. So, for example, where's that 2D embossing folder gone? Oh, I've got another 3D embossing folder. I'll just do it with this. This is a 3x6 embossing folder, right? Now, I'm just going to use, let me grab a bit of silver this time. If I show you the difference between the two, so if I cut that to what it says, 3x6, but then I'm going to show you what I do, which is I take it down slightly under the size. So I'm going to show you the difference between the two. So that's 3x6, which is the 3x6, and you would automatically think, let's put the 3x6 in. Now, straight off, you can see it's bigger. And when you put that through...
Yeah.
What have you got? But you've got crinkle and wrinkles.
Right, this is what we mean.
And you've got to then trim that down.
Yeah.
Now, if you cut any of your cardstock to where it fits in the folder, so it's not 3x6, this is actually 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. It fits into there better. It then leaves no wrinkling. You've got no wrinkling because it hasn't hit those spots. So if I just show you now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Whereas that is bigger, and that means now I've got to trim all this bit off. So personally, trim it down before you use it because it's easier to do that than now. I mean, it's still doable, but you've got to then now line it all up, trim it all down.
Yeah, so you're making more work for yourself.
You're making more work for yourself. Trim it before you even get in there. Let me just make sure I remove that. Oh, we still haven't tightened this up, boys. I said we need to tighten this.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get Liam with his wrench. I'll pin him down and I'll make him tighten it up.
I got me Mechanicsburg wrench in the car.
Have you?
Yeah. We'll tighten the nut later.
So there you go. So you're making more work for yourself having to do it. It's worked, but you're making more work for yourself.
Yeah.
Just cut it down to size to start with, and there you're sorted.
We're up to date on the questions. A couple more comments, then we'll have a little break, and when we come back, we'll talk some more. We'll talk about the MIDI. Just to also say, any questions that you've got which are non-specific to die cutting, we'll do in Beautiful Beginnings for you. All right. So that we'll do this evening, and also get your we'll get your pins in the map as well. We've got 100 pins apparently. So if you've sent a card in recently, let us know, and then we'll add the pins to the board later on. We must have about 10 or 15 already, I think. We still, unless someone's coming on a show that I've not been in on, I'm on all the shows. Devon, where's Devon? Anyone watching in Devon who's sent in a card for our card exchange, we've got 7 pins to put in so far. Add yours. So basically, if you...
Is that the ones with last night?
That was from last night.
Yeah.
So 6 from last night. And then Lucy from I. What about the ones from yesterday morning?
Oh.
Oh, I feel like I was going to say there's more than 7.
Oh, dear.
Well, I tell you what we'll have to do. We'll do a good pinning session later on. If we don't put yours on there, you can shout up and let us know again, and we'll do that later. Couple of quick comments here about Thanksgiving. Pam, Montenegro. We barbecue our turkey infused with teriyaki. Oh. We have mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, veggie rolls, cranberry sauce, homemade gravy, deviled eggs, and homemade pies. Johnny's just said, "Where do you live, Pam?" I think he wants an invite. That just sounds amazing. The turkey is a hit every year. He says, let him know and he'll get on a flight tonight. Don't let him know. Jeffrey says, Thanksgiving dinner, 2 p.m. Turkey. I prefer the dark meat. Stuffing. I prefer out of the bird, you say. Green beans, peas, or butternut squash, winner. Sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, boiled onion, gravy, cranberry sauce, fresh baked rolls, wine, before and after, you say. Love that. While we wait for everyone, their appetize table filled with cheeses, olives, ooh, love olives, veggies, dips, cracker breads, meats, and then after that, so they have the appetizer table, then the meal is talked about, and then after dinner, desserts, fig bars, pies, and cookies. I mean, that is, I mean, surely you don't need to eat again for the rest of the weekend after that. That is a lot of food, but we love it. Keep those coming in. We're asking how your Thanksgiving is looking. And thank you, Helen Baker, who just says, hi, Ben, Debbie, and everyone else. My G2 got delivered this morning. Excited for Christmas Day to open. Welcome to the G2 crew. We're going to have a little break now, give you opportunity to get your carts and baskets checked out. When we come back, we will talk all around the MIDI. So, yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Get those questions in. Anything you want to see, anything you want to ask, anything you want to know. And we'll be back in just a moment.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community.
Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world.
It also connects you with people from all over the world.
You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family.
I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends.
I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much.
When you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat and people will be there for you as well.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafterscompanion, ideas, and get inspiration from each other.
So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar, or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club, and start rewarding yourself today.
Hello, my name is Christine Mahoney. I love Crafters TV for so many reasons. Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects. That's what sells me on buying the products, because they show us how to use them. I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course, and everyone involved in Crafters TV and Crafterscompanion. And of course the interaction with all of the people that write in. I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much. So, cheers to my favorite crafting company of all time. You bring me such joy, like the taste of this fine red wine. The products, the people, and Crafters TV. Joy make me happy, and you're all family to me. I love you all so very much. Now let's all stay in touch. Cheers.
I'm here because I do love Crafterscompanion products and Crafters TV.
Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none.
Love all the products. I love the tutorials we get.
Your papers shimmer and make all our crafts shine.
I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course.
I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash.
The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional.
Amazing presenters, craft goods galore, launch days and craft vaults, deals bundles and more.
Your pens, pencils, and markers make all crafters say, they are mine.
Or I love Crafters Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter, and Crafter's Companion makes me look better.
Hi, it's Jay Pressey from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Why I love Crafters TV. Simply put, your skibbity riz, as Ben, #lead presenter apparently, usually says. The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional. The instruction and inspiration is mind-blowing. And you know, you're always going to get a laugh. And if you see the two guys in the back here, that's why I really love Crafters TV. I am very happy and fortunate to be part of the CTV family. Toodles!
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being with us. We are in our masterclass, all to do with die cutting. So we're looking at the Mini. If you need any info on the Mini, go back to the last hour. We did a really, really thorough hour on that. Very good. This hour, we're going to be looking at the Mini. US only on the MIDI, though, just to say, sold out in the UK. Just shows how popular these machines are. Just to say, some pins for later, Johnny. Jackie's card is on the way from White Pine, Tennessee. Pine. And Sarah, I don't know if we've got you on the list, but I'll mention it to Johnny again. So Sarah, C-E-R-A, Sarah, has sent in a card yesterday from Rockford, Illinois. Is that on the list? Oh, we've got that, Sarah. We've got that. So that will be pinned. Anyone else who's sent a card in or is planning on sending a card today, let us know in this show, and then we will pin you onto our mats. In Beautiful Beginnings, it is all about our Christmas card exchange. 8 pins to go. Let's try and get it up to 30 pins for Beautiful Beginnings later on. And let's do lots in America to test Debbie's geography. I've got the UK, so I've got it easy. What have I got? I's this, isn't it? Oh, and Dublin. I can do Dublin.
Oh, no, that's easy.
Yeah, I've been there. I's North Suffolk. And what was the other one? Cambridgeshire. I know where Cambridgeshire is. Yeah. Averil. OK. Keep them coming. Debbie's got Rockford, Illinois. She knows where that is. Indiana. That's good. And New Jersey. Browns Mills. Oh, Debbie knows that very well. Oh, West Runton you've got. Oh, me. North Norfolk. I know Norfolk.
Where I meant to start looking at. Have you seen the size of America?
It's quite big, isn't it?
It's humongous. Yeah.
It's big.
It's massive.
Well, having said that, with the maps that we've got, the UK looks bigger than...
well, yeah, but the UK could fit into the US how many times?
Oh, I can't remember. It's a ridiculous amount of times, isn't it?
Honestly, a ridiculous amount of times. Yeah, that does look a little bit like that's false advertisement of the UK to the US there. It's definitely not in proportion.
I'm going to Google that, actually. The UK would fit into the United States 40 times.
40 times. So our country, which I think is huge...
The UK, though, not just England. The whole of the UK. 40
times would fit into... Wow.
And it would fit into Australia 31 times. Cray.
We're tiny, aren't we?
We are quite small in the whole scheme of things. Well, so's Australia, but it's still 31 times bigger than we are. Ben, if you were here, says Susan B., you would be all welcome. I always have plenty. Johnny's just gone, where do you live, Susan? And Christine says, hi from Altoona, PA. One speciality dish for our Thanksgiving dinner is homemade cranberry salad. Seems like you guys love your cranberries over there. I like a bit of cranberry sauce at Christmas time, cranberry on the turkey. It's orange jello base, fresh ground cranberries, cut up grapes, celery and walnuts, and sugar. Right, so Beautiful Beginnings tonight. We're pinning, so get your card. Let us know where you sent cards from, and we are also going to be in that second hour answering your questions in Beautiful Beginnings. So if you sent a non-die cutting or machine-specific question in, we'll answer it in that question. And again, if you have got any other questions which are not related to what we're doing in this show, fire them in. Jan's collating them, and we'll answer those in Beautiful Beginnings a little bit later on. Oh, one more. Mary Shaw, my cards are in the mailbox. This is Mary Shaw from, oh dear, Defuniak.
Oh no, that's me.
Defuniak, Defuniak Springs, Florida.
Oh no.
It's close to Pensacola. for you, apparently,
Okay.
just to find Pensacola. And Patch on YouTube says, I'm sending in cards from Tiptree in the UK. Where's that?
Where's that?
Tiptree. It sounds Derbyshire-y, that, to me.
I was going to
Tiptree.
say it sounds down south.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah, I think it sounds down south. But I could be wrong. I'm terrible at geography. I got a U in geography.
You got me?
A U.
Oh, what does that mean?
Unmarked.
Oh, why did they not mark it?
Because it was rubbish.
Oh.
And I got an absolute atrocious score in geography, so I didn't get a GSE back then.
Tiptree's in Essex, near Colchester.
Told you we're down south.
Yeah, down south.
Down south.
Yeah.
Yeah, down south.
Nice Colchester. Nice part of the world. It's got a great zoo. It's also very near to the place I went to, the Warner Leisures, where I won my World Bowls Championship that time. Did I tell you about that? That was still one of my favourite days. We should make a movie out of that, because that was still one of the greatest days of my life. It was like Eddie the Eagle, turned up in the final against all of these like professional bowlers, me there, me tracky bottoms. How long have you been bowling for? Since yesterday. And we beat him. It was so funny. And my dad won the whole tournament with literally the last shot of the last match of the last game. It was awesome. I'll tell you about it. We haven't got time. We've got to talk about the MIDI. The MIDI is available for you if you are in the US. It is $119.99 if you are a platinum member. So a lot of what you're going to cover, Debbie, here, I suppose, we've covered off about the MIDI. But again, let's go back to it. Let's go right back to basics here and talk about the MIDI as if we've never seen it before. Back to basics.
So this is your die cutting machine, manual. Platform size is 6 by 9, so the mouth opening of the machine is 6 inches. It is again that turn handle, which is really super easy to use. Again, it has those powerful sucker feet on the bottom. We're just talking a bigger foot space, like what do they call it, blueprint or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the difference between that to the mini. Is the opening, which is 6 inches, and again the simplicity is not just the fact that it's a manual, no electricity cables, that simplicity about the electricity. It's the simplicity of the platforms, the folders. All of your die cutting, every single bit of die cutting will go in your plastic folder with your 4 cutting sides. You can see mine's well loved, and this is just one of them because I do have a few, but this is well loved. You cut on all 4 sides to get the longevity out of your plates, because if you just continue to use one side of the plate, you will get, well, you hit a problem in terms of the bending, but you can get a lot of long-term use out of this, and this is one that you can see has been used an incredible amount of times, but again, just by simply flipping and rotating each time you use it, keeps that nice and straight. The simplicity part in terms of embossing, 2D embossing folder, you have that one single shim, 3D embossing straight into the mouth of the machine, which I'm going to show you. So it's exactly the same features of a mini in terms of portability, manual die cutting, so no electricity, simplicity in terms of the sandwiches and the turning, because you just turn that handle, and again, whether you are right-handed or left-handed, you just turn the machine to work with you. So again, if you're left-handed, turn it so it's comfortable for your left hand to use, and if you're right-handed, turn that around to make that comfortable for you too. Sucker feet wise, you literally just pop that onto your glass mat again, or your table, or your craft mat, whatever it is, though, your surface that you're going to pop that onto, and then again you just push that down to secure it down. And again, I'm going to have to lift it with 2 though, guys. I can't just do this with one, because again of how heavy it is. That's a heavy glass mat, but that just shows you the power, and even when I give it a little shake and a wobble, nothing's happening. It's still set. The only time it will release is when you push it forwards or backwards. You can hear it each time. You can hear the powerful.
You can.
And you can feel it when you pop, when you rock. You can actually feel it. So that is as simple as it is to use, and I'm going to put that through its paces, and pretty much similar, but showing you what you can do with it. And again, in terms of embossing, I'll show you embossing. I'll show you it again with multimedia dies. I'll show you. And I'll show you how to use your machine.
Okay, and again, any comments, questions, requests you've got with the MIDI, let us know. And also fire up in the comments if you are a MIDI user and you know, you love using yours. Tell everybody why the mini is the machine for you. Loving all the comments. Few more Thanksgiving comments here. Natalie says, hello everyone, I'm at work, but only 5 of us here, and I'm crafting away. This will be the first time in years there will be no one at our house, and we are going nowhere for Thanksgiving. Relaxing, you say. Sometimes nice to do that, isn't it? I think that about Christmas, we tend to travel a lot. We always travel down south for Christmas, and part of me just thinks, is it miserable to go? I'd love it one year if we just sort of stayed at home for the whole thing and people came to us for a change. But there we go. Terry says, Thanksgiving wouldn't be Thanksgiving without our family recipe, homemade dinner rolls. It's been passed down through generations and no family gathering is held without them. What is in a dinner roll, Terry? Let us know, please. And Sandy Cockerforth says, Thanksgiving blessings to all. We will be having smoked turkey, roast ham. I love a roast ham. We will also be having sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, rolls, green bean casserole, deviled egg, cherry and blueberry homemade cheesecake. Also, hello to Rhonda, who's joined us, Ash Cambo, who's in, and Chemistry in Biology joins us saying happy early Thanksgiving. All right, so let's go.
Yes. So we're going to start with a very intricate die cutting. And like I said, and do you know another lovely thing about it is, if you can stretch to this price that's on the screen, for me, I think it's probably the better investment in terms of, especially if you've not got a big crafting area and you can't stretch to a Gemini Junior, you can't stretch to the electronic price tags. This is a great, great machine to have. It's got that word Gemini in front of it, which means it's a powerful machine. It's just smaller in the footprint of that, but it's still, I mean, the dies that you're going to get in here are absolutely phenomenal. I would say 99.9% of our dies, if not all of them, will fit through here. The other thing as well is that you can, if you have got some smaller plates, you can run them through there. So, and your mini, I'm not talking your Gemini Junior plates, I'm not talking any of those, but if you've got a mini set of plates, you can still use that machine and run those through there at the plate wise. Right, I'm using a really intricate die, another one of my old firm favourites, which is a very old, very, very old creator cards. Almost, I think this was the second set of creator cards we ever did in our range, and it's when I first joined the company. So we're talking 9 years, 8, 9 years ago. Yeah, it's going to be 10 years next year, Ben.
Wow.
How scary is that, Johnny?
What month did you join?
So I technically, because I started with the demonstration side of things, I did that first, which I think were June, July time, if I remember rightly. And then August, we moved into store. So we started when I signed on the dotted line, which is why I always call August. Because I signed a contract. I was already demonstrating I was already an accredited demonstrator because I'd passed that and done all that before I actually started in store. So technically, June, July time, but officially, signing on to the Crafters Companion dotted line, so to speak, that would be August the 22nd.
Wow.
Even remember the day. Remember the day clearly. Right, all of your dies, every single one of your dies will go into here. This is I think this is a 5.5 by 5.5. Pop that through there. It's very intricate. And you put that die into there and you literally feed it into the mouth of the machine. And again, you just hold that and turn that handle. Now you can, again, do a double cut. So if you want, because there's quite a lot of die cut pieces on there, you can bring that back and do a double die cut if you want to do that. But I'm just going to show you with the first die cut. Was Johnny working out what do I get for 10 years?
You get your meal for free, do you? And a paperweight.
Oh, well. Now then, coming in close so you can see, because this is a great example of where it's kind of missed. Can you see it's cut really lovely here?
Yeah.
But not there.
Right.
So, sometimes, with the design of your die, there are some occasions where you may need to run it through for the second time.
And would you rotate it?
Rotate it, move it around, or you can add a shim in.
Right.
Now, I'm going to say it again. We're not going to put masses of shims in there, because if you do, what's going to happen? You're going to meet some resistance, and it can be difficult to turn. So for that example, let me get a sheet. Let me get a sheet out. Let me see if I can just trim that down. Let's just cut that down. Of course, if it is a shim, it has to fit in the folder, and the reason being, can you see, if you have that over, that is going to crinkle. So just trim that down to size. Remember, it's a 6 inch. I mean, you don't have to use what I'm doing, scissors, use your guillotine. So you can put a little shim in there for the intricate dies, but like you said, you can actually, you can rotate it.
Yeah.
So if you know the area that's missed, you can rotate. So pop that through, and then when you take that out, I'm going to give this a nice, and look, it finished it off perfectly.
Yeah.
So it depends on your die. Now I went full hog.
Jake,
It's fine. Jake's not in. He's still poorly, bless him. It's Matty. He'll not mind. He'll
Matty
not
won't
mind.
mind, no.
No, of course he won't. And I'm just going. He won't clean up, Johnny said. Oh, Johnny.
Oh dear.
He don't have to clean up. In fact, I clean my own mess up is all I'm going to say. I clean my own mess up. Now, this is a die back in the day before we had... Let me just move it out of the way to show you. We have dies that are now modern dies. I've got like a coating on them. This is a really, really, really old die that does not have the coating. And Debbie's just done a thing there where she's been a little bit heavy-handed, and I'm going to have to finish that off. But where the coating wasn't the same as it is these days. So you can see I've ripped it there. But just to show you that die cut element and the extra little features, because you've got little embossing features in there as well on the wings. You've got all of that that you can do. So if it's really intricate, think about it, because normal straightforward dies, they will go through one pass of the machine, not a problem. But when you come to your older dies, and this is old, we've already talked about how old that is, and it also depends on your cardstock as well, Ben. So it'll depend on your cardstock as to whether or not, depending on the cut. So think about that as well. Now I'm going to move on to embossing.
Okay.
So let's put our machine back down. And I'm going to move on to 2D embossing,
Yes.
3D embossing,
Okay.
and stencil embossing.
All right.
So I've got my 2D, my little trusty one again, my little very old one.
Oh,
Got a
yeah.
3D one. And I've got a stencil, and I'll show you with stenciling. So I'm going to come in with 2D first.
Yep.
And 2D is the same as it is with the mini. You need your plastic shim. Oh,
Right.
Debbie, what have you done with it?
Where's the shim gone?
It'll be somewhere. Give me a second. I've got that much rubbish in front of me now. Hang fire.
There you go.
There it is.
There you go.
I'm hiding it. Right, there we go. This is where you will need your plastic shim. So it's the one that says Gemini MIDI. It used to be purple back in the day with the original one. Now it isn't, because obviously we're now raspberry, so it's clear.
Yeah.
Well, I say clear, frosted with the Gemini MIDI logo. And you just sit that onto the top of there. And again, it can go top or bottom. It doesn't matter. You just need it as that shim to run through. And again, depending on your cardstock, think about it with your cardstock. You may need to add a little bit of an extra shim in there to get a little bit more of a detailed emboss, but that one looks fine. Look at that, looks beautiful, absolutely stunning. And remember, 2D is just your one raised level of embossing. 3D, the same as 3D with the mini, is exactly the same. Debbie, what have you done with it? Oh, it's there. Let's grab, oh no, that's 6x6. Let me grab that one, pop that into there. 3D, exactly the same, where you feed that through the mouth of the machine. An exception to the rule there is you can do, again, like I said, you could pop a little shim underneath it in terms of paper or card or onto the top. But again, don't have, and I'll tell you what I'll do it, let's see if I can do it half and half. Just pop that in. You'll notice that it's, when it glides through, you've got a little bit more of a, not resist, but it just takes that little bit more to turn. I mean,
Yeah.
not, if you're using the right cardstock, Ben. Oh, look at that, I've got a double emboss. I've embossed the wrong side again, Debbie. See what I
What do
mean?
you like?
See what I mean? I should have felt it. This is why we confuse people.
Oh,
It's
so
on the
it's
other
the
side.
side. Yeah. That's what I
So
mean.
you can see that the level of detail of the embossing, that's a deboss, that's the emboss. There you go. And again, just showing you 3D, you don't need anything else other than your folder, or maybe add in an extra shim, which has left me with a double emboss.
Well, look at that. Shows you the power, doesn't it? Of
Doesn't
the,
it? I'll
machine.
show you the power. Look, I've got my double emboss on there with the black sheet. Now, to do your, and we do this a lot, I do it a lot with stencils, and I've had people ask me in the past, can you do it on a mini or a MIDI? And you can.
Okay.
Now, I'll show you, because You would treat this as a metal die. So you're going to use your folder where you put all your metal dies. So I'm going to grab a piece of, let me get a 6.
Just on that note, and it's something you can probably answer without showing, and it's a good question. Jackie's just asking, does it make a difference when we're die cutting in the MIDI, which way the die faces, whether you're up or down?
No.
No.
No, it can face down, it can face up, as long as your cardstock is on top of the blade.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Because if you're laying it on top, but it's on top with the blade facing upwards.
You get a nice imprint.
It's
no
going to do nothing. It's not going to do anything. So just remember that. Wherever you're facing it, just make sure your blade is facing into the cardstock.
Yeah.
Right, I've got some mirror cards. I've got my stencil. It's 6 by 6, so this is going to be like a snug fit, because if you think about it, I'm putting my 6 by 6 into my 6 by 9. I would treat it the same way as I would treat how I do it into the electronic die cutting machine, by just taping that down onto there. Now, I'm going to run it through first to show you what would happen if you just run it through like that. Hello. Now, if I just lift that, you'll see what you're expecting to see right now, Ben.
Hey?
You're expecting to see it embossed?
Yeah.
Well, slightly.
Oh, not at all. Oh, yes.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah.
But if you want a deeper emboss, now that for me looks lovely, because it's almost like a fine line. I don't know if our Jamie can pick that up.
Oh, you see it now better.
Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like a fine line, all right? But you can't. Oh,
wow.
Look at him going in close. But you can get it a bit deeper.
Right.
All right.
Shim.
So you can get it a bit deeper, and I'll just take you off. I'll just grab another one. Let's go with yeah, I'll use red again. So I'm going to pop that down onto the stencil. I'm going to face that down into my folder. So I'll pop that down onto my folder. I'm going to take that down. Whoops. Hold tight, hold tight. But what I'm going to add is another shim.
Yes.
And I'm going to put a shim. I wonder if that'll fit. Let me just trim that down.
I love this, the talk about shims, because I think it's something that we forget. Like you say, as long as we're not forcing it through.
Yeah, as long as you're not forcing it through.
We can use card shims.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I've just trimmed that down and putting that through now, because obviously there's no metal in there, there's no embossing folder in there. Now, I have put 2 shims in, but I found it just a bit of a... that kind of, and you don't want that. You want it to flow through, but without putting too much pressure.
Yes.
Because your danger there is if that doesn't turn around freely,
yeah,
there's too much in there, and then damage can happen.
Break, yeah.
And damage can happen in terms of busting the front of the machine, and I've done it. I've done it before. I've shot that out at the front. Fits back in, by the way. It does fit back in. But I've also broke folders, and you don't want to be breaking a folder. No. But what you've got now is a bit of a deeper emboss, and I'll just push that there, and I'm going to hold them side by side. But I think both look lovely. I like the thin, and I like the deeper.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have done it on like a silver. I'm sorry, Jamie, I've made it a bit difficult for you there on red. But yeah, so you can do that, and you can do that in your mini. It would be the same in the mini. I just don't have a stencil small enough to go through the mini, which is why I couldn't show you.
No.
But you can do things like that. Now, we're going to move in a second over to other mediums that you can cut.
Excellent.
Okay?
We'll have a look at those very shortly. We'll have a short break as well. I just want to read a few little testimonials, which I think are great. Chemistry and Biology says, yes, I'm a MIDI user. I like it for crops, so I don't have to worry about whether I'm placed close to an electric outlet. Again, that is a really super point that you've just made. Of course, simplicity without electricity. So again, when the weather's nice, I mean, you're not going to do it now because it's blooming freezing outside, but when the weather's nice, crafting at the bottom of the garden, you know, crafting on holiday, crafting on the beach. Natalie says, I use the Mini nightly on my lap. There you go. And that's another good thing about the Minis and the Midis is that, you know, if you're normally sort of stuck in your craft room crafting away with your electronic or your G2, you can take these with you, have them on your lap in the lounge, do a bit of crafting, die cutting, embossing whilst you're watching the TV with the family. It says, I use it on my lap. I've just bought the Gemini Pro and another MIDI to keep in my son's house when I visit, both for a Black Friday steal, making my machine count to 12. Woo! 12 machines, Natalie.
Woo, woo,
that is
woo.
a lot of machines. suppose you can batch make though, can't you? Rhonda says 95% of the time I use my MIDI. There you go. Very convenient and portable. Hi to Evelyn. He says, good morning. I've been watching whilst preparing for tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Pam says, I love my MIDI and Mini. My G2 is on a side table, but my hand machine sat right on my desk. I use both every day. Evelyn says, my go-to is the Mini or the G2. And Stephanie says, good morning. Ben, Debbie and everyone from Farmingdale, New Jersey. Happy Thanksgiving to all. And sorry for the lateness. Happy Thanksgiving. And Alison Mason says, hey, Ben and Debbie, very late to the party today. You're fine. It's fine. I've been to the gym for a swim. Fortunately, the water was lovely and warm. But that was nice, getting into some warm water whilst it's freezing cold outside. Listen, we are going to take a break, give you opportunity to get checked out. Remember, the MIDI only available for you in the US. Mini is available both here and across the pond. So if you fancy it, dip your toe in the water and grab those. When we come back, we will have a look at some other materials we can use in the MIDI with Debbie. And we'll meet you back here in just a moment. See you in a sec.
Hi, it's Julesy One Kenobi here with my Oodie on. I just thought you know another reason why I absolutely love Crafters TV. The laughter and the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes. But the one thing for me that absolutely made me laugh so much I cried was the birthday week Vegas dressing up, where Ben was Belvis Mesley, and I just couldn't stop laughing because of the wig. The wig just did it for me, and I just absolutely couldn't stop laughing every time it came on. And that's another reason why I just love Crafters TV.
Here because I do love Crafterscompanion products and Crafters TV.
Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none.
Love all the products. I love the tutorials we get.
Your papers shimmer and make all our crafts shine.
I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course.
I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash.
The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional.
Amazing presenters, craft goods galore, launch days and craft vaults, deals bundles and more.
Your pens, pencils, and markers make all crafters say, they are mine.
Or I love Crafters Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter, and Crafters Companion makes me look better.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hi Crafty Peeps, Victoria here. I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash. It also connects you with people from all over the world, and nowhere else on Shopping TV you have the opportunity to live chat with other people from the other side of the world, for example, and laugh with them and be there for them when they're having a tough time, but also know that when you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well. And when you're having a bad time and not feeling well, when you're a bit down in the dumpster and you know Crafters TV is going to be on, there's going to be some laughters and there's going to be some fun. And the banter going on between the demonstrators and the demonstrators is just really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well. So that's personally why I love Crafters TV the most. It's the connection, the personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV and all the other crafters out there. So Sarah, from the bottom of my heart, for coming up with Crafters TV and for bringing all the good fun and all the crafty tips to us. Yes, thank you. Keep up the good work, and I love you. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for the comment flying through. We've got about 20 minutes to go. We're going to look at the MIDI in terms of other things. You can run through it in just a second. Linda Lucine says, I have 2 minis, 3 MIDIs and 3 Geminis. 1 on each of my work table at all times. I mean, you are fully prepped, aren't you, Linda? Ready to go there. Stephanie says, G2 and Mini are on my desk always. Linda Knoll says, I have a Mini, MIDI, Go, original Gemini, Gemini 2, Gemini Pro. Full house there. I use the MIDI the most because I can have it beside me on my craft table when I'm scrapbooking. Oh, I love this. We're having like a machine off in the comments now. This is brilliant. Jackie Kosh, I have 7 machines. Crafters Companion are the most, and I think the Mini might be getting the most workout. Let us know in the comments as well, like what is your, I know it's hard and people will go, oh, it's like trying to choose your favourite child. What is your favourite machine? If you were pushed, if you had to answer that question, which is your go-to? Which is the one that you kind of use the most? Let us know in the comments. We'd be interested to find out. So we're going to move on to other materials then, Debbie, in the Gemini MIDI, yeah?
Yes, because we talk about the manual machines, not... Now, to put this in perspective, they are from the Gemini family. They are powerful, you get precision cuts, you get performance every single time, but in a manual version. And I get asked loads and loads, and I put it to the test. So I wanted to see. Because in terms of fabrics, I talked about it with a Mini, slightly different, and you saw the resist. I'm going to show you something now with the MIDI. They're probably going to think, you couldn't do that with a Mini, but you can do it with a... I'm going to show you. So, and again, I would recommend, because I have, again, at home, one folder for multimedia dies when I'm cutting fabric. Right. And I have one folder for papercraft. Right. So, guess who's forgot that? Oh. It's okay. I've got another one. You'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, I'm going to show you, leather. And I'm going to put real leather into my little folder, because I did tell you earlier you could put your little folder into the machine. So we're going to run that through, and you can feel the resist. Could you almost see that resist? Yeah, but it didn't look like you were getting stuck. If I just go back, you can almost see that resist. It like kind of slows down. However, what it does do, and you're probably thinking, but Debbie, you couldn't do that in the Mini. No, you couldn't. No, I'll tell you what it is. It's the roller. On a Mini, it's smaller. It's a 3-inch opening. So it's only a small little roller, whereas on here we've got a 6-inch opening. Yeah. So you can cut leather with a multimedia die in the MIDI. We know what you mean. We know what you mean. I know. Would you like to see multiple fabrics? Yes. Okay. So now I know, because I've tested this, so I know. And we did do it we tried it in the Mini, didn't we? Yeah. And it didn't quite cut. But the MIDI is a 6-inch opening. And if I just pop that onto there, now I know for a fact there is no physical way it's going to cut through 8 layers of fabric like the electronic die cutting machine would, okay? But we'll have a little look. Now you can feel it again where it's a little bit, but it's still turning. I know that has still turned. So again, I'll bring it back. So you can see that little slow down there. That's where the pressure hits the die, which is the fabric. So, but it's gone through there with no cranking, no noise. So I know that when I open that up, I'll tell you what.
But you can snip that.
Oh, do you know, typical. When I did those bits, look, 4, it's just that little tiny bit. But do you know what? Little snippy scissors.
Yeah, yeah.
And I probably would have been able to do that with just 3. I perhaps that's a little bit too much with 4. So, and there were my 4s that I did previously.
Yeah.
And then it's just that last little bit that it's missed off there. So it is doable, but it's not as clean as it is with your electronic die cutting machines. But you can still see that it's cut out fabric. So probably 3 on a safe side. 4, I'll probably asking a little bit too much. However, if you push it to the middle, it'll probably cut through there. A little bit at the top, there's a multimedia die, there's hinges, might be just a little bit too much. 3 easily, 4 dependent. And dependent on the fabric. That is an 100% cotton, and I know that because we used to serve that in the Chesterfield store, because that's where I got that from.
Right.
So you can do multimedia dies through there, but of course, with multimedia dies, they cut deeper into your folder. So I don't know if you can see this, Jamie. It cuts deeper. Let me just put my hand under. Yep, it cuts a bit deeper, which is why I would not have that for papercraft, because what will then happen is that will transfer onto your cardstock when you're using it. So if you are going to do it, then do it where you, actually I'll put it onto that side, because again, rotate, flip, rotate. Let's push that down a little bit there. We've got some more funky foam. Let's have a little go.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll have a little tester and we'll feel it hit there, but still okay. That's, yeah, just a little bit of resistance, not a massive amount. So again, and you've got that ability to run it forward and backwards a couple of times to give it that double cut. But perfectly cut through there.
Look at that,
so you've
lovely.
got your funky foam through there with a tag die, and that's just a regular tag die that we've got there. So you can do things like leather, you've got a little bit of fabric that you can cut, and also funky foam and felt and all those other things as well.
Yeah.
But we do recommend that you use it for papercraft predominantly.
Yes.
But there's nothing to stop you from doing that, but just make sure you've got a separate folder for it. That's all I would recommend. And that's just to answer those questions on turns, because we do get asked it a lot. And I know that our lovely Leanne would tell you, treat it as a papercraft machine for both of those, with it being manual. Leave the hard stuff, leave the heavy stuff for the bad boy, for the big boy, for the one that's got the most power, the most strength, because electronic versus manual, there will be more in there because of the electronic pressure.
Yeah.
This is manual. But Gemini is on the front of there. We know the power of that machine, and I've proved it today with all the things that I've been cutting, embossing, and still being able to cut through, that it is still, they're still powerful machines, because it wouldn't have that name in the front of it. It wouldn't say that. And that's because we know that these are powerful machines in a manual form. In terms of a manual market that's out there, that's a cracking little machine.
In terms of people's favourite machines, Paw Prints ×4, my G2 is my favourite of 8 machines. Jen Shank, Mini would be my number 1. Old Faithful. Does most of the large dies, and I can take it on the go without worrying about plugging it in. Simplicity without the electricity. Carol says, I hit my G2 the most. Oh, I see what you mean. I hit it the most. It's right on my desk. And so easy. I do have the MIDI and the Mini, but don't go to them as often. Stephanie Theodore says, for quickness, the Mini is my favourite, but the Do Everything Workhorse, the bad boy, as Debbie calls it, that is the G2. And Rhonda says, I have the Mini, MIDI, 2 OGs, 1 rose gold. Remember that we did the rose gold ones?
Oh, yes.
Did we have like blue and green ones as well on various channels at points?
Oh, we've had all sorts of colours.
Yeah.
We've had a pistachio down at Hobby Maker. We've had a that gorgeous foiled machine.
Foiled?
That foiled wrap, the rose gold one. Oh,
yeah.
That is just a beautiful one. We've had purple, blue, green. Lemon?
Yeah, I was going to say, was there a yellow one? I felt like there was a yellow one.
We had a
Pink.
candy floss one down at Hobby Maker. Oh, what else have we had? There's been some beautiful colours across the years.
You have to let us know if you have one of those limited edition machines in the comments. Verona says, yes, one is rose gold and the Pro. Thank heavens for the Mini and MIDI. Due to back issues, I was stuck in a chair for a few years. Hubby built a rolling table for the chair and the MIDI sits on that table. If we haven't answered your question in this show, by the way, don't worry. We are saving up those questions for Beautiful Beginnings tonight. So we normally do that at the end of the show, Essentials Corner, where we sit down, answer all of your questions. So if you've got any questions, well, it can be about anything, really. I mean, if you've got any questions you want answered about the Mini or the MIDI, get those in the next 10 minutes. If you've got anything else, crafty conundrum-y, wait for Beautiful Beginnings later on, and we will answer those in that show. And we will also get the pins in the boards for those of you who have sent in cards. If you have sent in cards recently, then let us know and we will pin those in the board later. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is our Christmas card exchange that we're doing. We launched this on Friday, The Joy of Giving Handmade. So this is basically an opportunity for you to get creative and put a smile on somebody's face this Christmas time. What we're doing is we're asking all of you to create a handmade Christmas card. Now, a few people have asked whether or not they can make a bog standard card. I mean, you can, but the point is we want it to be Christmassy, really, because we're sending these out over Christmas. So you create a handmade Christmas card. Then, you know, use whatever collection you want. Use your favourite Crafters Companion collection. Use a Christmas collection from years gone by. Use one of the new ones. It's entirely up to you. And make your card or cards. There is no limit to the amount of cards that you can make for this. We've had people saying they're going to make 5, 10, 15. Alex making 55 cards, which he's going to send to us. Then once you've done that, send your card to us. Put your finished card inside an envelope. Don't seal that envelope though, and then pop that into another package or outer envelope and send it to us. Now, if you're in the UK, left-hand side of your screen there is your address. Right-hand side of the screen, if you are in, the UK on the left, US on the right, so County Durham in the UK, San Clemente, is that in the US? Send your cards in. They need to be with us by the 5th of December. And then after the 5th of December, we're going to start posting those out. What we want you to do is, of course, tell us that you've mailed your cards. And once you've done that, we will then pin you on the map. But also, before you send them, if you think of it, I know there's so many things to think about, take a picture of it and stick it in the I'm a Crafters Companion group on Facebook and use the hashtags Joy of Giving Handmade or hashtag Send a Little Joy, right? And then you can show us the card that you've made, or cards. I've seen a few people who have done it already. Alison, I saw yours and commented on that post. But it's nice to see the cards which are going to be put into packages. When you send your card as well, feel free to write a little message in there. Keep it generic. Don't write anything personal in there or addresses. Don't write that. Things like, dear friend, happy Christmas and happy New Year from Steve, whatever it might be. Put your name, obviously. And then we will send those out. If you're not called Steve, don't write Steve. I mean, that would be a bit weird. And then we'll put them in the parcels. We can't obviously guarantee that if you shop after the 5th of December that you will get a card, because we might not get enough to send out to all the customers, but we will do our very best. And we are getting a lot. What we will guarantee is if we do get a surplus of them, and we have too many after Christmas, we are then going to send those on to a local charity. So all of your cards will be used in some form or another. Hi to Jen, who says, I have a blue Junior. I have a metallic purple Gemini, says Faye. It's beautiful. I was using it regularly prior to getting the G2. Fred says, I have a royal blue Junior and a chrome Gemini. What? A chrome Gemini.
Chrome?
Chrome.
Chrome?
Chrome.
A chrome?
Chrome.
I want to see a picture.
Chrome. Can you send in a picture, please?
Can I see a picture? Because I don't remember that one.
Fred. My brother will inherit them and wanted masculine colours. A royal blue. Royal blue Junior and a chrome Gemini, apparently. Pat says, I have a purple metallic Gemini, which was special edition.
Ooh.
Send in pics of your limited edition Gemini machines, please.
It's like a blast from the past.
Yeah. Pat also says, I should have time today to finish making 2 Christmas cards. Oh, so we'll pin this. Pennsville, New Jersey.
Ooh.
Pennsville.
Why
That
is it
Pat. Pennsville. That's double N-S-ville. And then also, did we have on the list, I think we did, Jay Pressy, Browns Mills, New Jersey, we've got that. Anyone else who's made a card recently, holler in the next sort of 7 or 8 minutes and we will get those stuck into the map later on tonight. Beautiful beginnings. We're sticking pins in maps, we're answering questions, and we're playing with iridescent pearl paste as well. Very quickly before we go, just wanted to remind you of yesterday's launch, which is the half flutter dies, or the flutter and floral dies as we call them. These are fantastic. They were hugely popular. We have the showstopper option still available for you as well. £36, $48. These are incredible. You get 25 dies, 20 sentiments with these, and in essence they cut you a half floral shape, so that allows you to be able to use these sort of fluttering elements with these as well to create kind of images and cards that have movement. I think that's the kind of best way to describe it. It creates that the sort of motion, if you like, as well. Now, what also this gives you the opportunity to do is multi-cut these and create 3D florals. It gives you the opportunity to multi-cut these and make full florals with them. We've got loads of finished samples we can look at with Debbie, but what's lovely is you get your 3 main half florals. You then get all of the kind of, I like to call them like the fluttery elements, so the hearts and the stars and the stamens and the leaves. You've got the twinkling stars, the butterflies in there too, and then all of these wonderful sentiments to go with the collection as well. So things like birthday wishes, hope your day is wonderful, on your special day, blooming lovely, you are my sunshine, thinking of you, and more, because I think once you see what you can make with these, you'll be making these for happy and more sort of sympathy cards and things like that. You are also going to get, if you go for the showstopper, the die brush tool and sponge. You are also going to receive the quick dry pale fig. You are also going to receive the Graceful Plumes linen cardstock, 6 colours, 4 sheets of each, giving you your 24, and I won't show you that because it will confuse you. You're going to get a set of 7x7 card blanks in ivory, so 25 card blanks with the 25 envelopes to go with, all for that price of £36 or $48. Platinum. If you do want the new set on its own, you can get that as an individual too. Right, I've rabbited there, haven't I? Tell you what, let's have a look at some finished samples, because this is exceptional, isn't it?
It's absolutely stunning, and I love this die set with all my heart. There's just something about it that, because of the different ways that you can use it. So this was one of my demos from yesterday. For those that missed out, I showed you how you could do them with the half and double layer them. I then showed you how you could make your full flowers. And of course, you've got all the sentiments, you've got all the little flutterby pieces in there. We did a little bit of an inky background and created some really simple ones. That was one where we first started yesterday morning. I took some inspiration from our gorgeous Marie, who did this beautiful tea light decoration one. And I did my own version because I like big things, not gonna lie. And I love this. I love the colour theme that I chose, because I chose different papers to cut them out into. I made a focal feature on the front of there. All I need now is my little tea light or a candle, because a candle could go in there. One of those smaller candles could go in there, and that could be a nice little candle pot that would look lovely. Card-wise, in terms of your card making, now somebody sent me a message yesterday and said that that didn't look like the flower. Well, it is one of the flowers, but what Marie's done is she's cut each individual petal. So each individual petal she has then layered upon layered, because this is what you can do with these. She's then double layered the centre, and then she's used all of the love hearts to go around to create that fluttering effect, which is just stunning. And then, of course, that beautiful box that she made, out of this world. Simplistic cards that you can make, so you can make your small little envelope, little matching envelopes, keep it clean and simple. Home decor pieces, so that's a gorgeous home decor piece that Marie did, again using the half flowers and just multi-layering them, and then adding and double layering to create multiple layered florals with that one. And then the one that set everybody talking, and the amount of messages that I had about this particular sample, what the gorgeous Marie Jones made for us is simply stunning. And what Marie did with this is literally popped it onto some mount board, used the Colour Me World paper. She has then taken the butterflies and scattered them around. And this is where she has layered the florals up. And literally layered, starting with a big circle by layering them up and then taking them in to create that beautiful in-depth. This is the kind of thing what I talked about, saying that it's not just for like full flowers, half flowers.
Yeah.
There's other things that you can do with it. And everything is in that one set wonder, because that's what it is to me, it's a one set wonder. All the dies, 3 different sets there of florals, lots of different love hearts, butterflies and everything else in there, and all those sentiments. That is a statement piece, and that is why I think you need this in your life to be able to create beautiful pieces like this.
A fantastic collection, honestly, and thank you for all the cards coming through as well. Pam says, my card is going in the mail today from Hesperia in California. We got that down. Stephanie Theodos, card sent, Farmingdale, New Jersey, which is 15 minutes west of Belmar. Debbie is our American correspondent, so she'll be pinning those to the map later. We're leaving an hour to do that later. I mean, to be honest with you, I'll probably struggle. Well, if I've got to find dis or something like that, an I, dis. It'd be more embarrassing for me to not being able to find stuff in the UK than it would be for Debbie not finding stuff in the US. But it'll be fun though, we'll have some fun with that. And keep the comments coming through of places that you've mailed your cards in from. And thank you for the picture. This is from Rhonda. Is that rose gold? Just looks gold. Rose gold OG. Look at that bad boy.
Oh, I remember the OG, not the OG, I remember the rose gold.
Yeah.
I love that. That is beautiful. Is that a big one or a junior?
She says it's an OG.
Wow. I didn't know we did it in OG.
No.
I know we did it in a rose gold junior.
I want to see the chrome one as well. Fred, if you
I'm dying to see the chrome one.
That through, that would be amazing. So many different colours we've done over the years, limited edition. But listen, what a great show. Debbie, thank you so much. I feel like that was a very, very thorough look through of the Mini and the Midi. We've given them the time that they deserve.
And I've just a recap as well, basically, on the manual machines, because we talk about the Gemini 2 a lot, which you can catch on Saturday. I did do a little bit of a 101 with that one, showing you all the different things that you can do. But yeah, I think we've given you that education and hopefully been a little bit entertaining along the way as well. Looking forward to the 5 o'clock show though, so I hope you can join us then.
We hope you enjoyed rewatching our masterclass Encore show. Remember, we are right in the middle of our big winter sale with huge savings across your favourite crafting essentials. Don't miss out. Head to the website for all of the offers whilst stocks last. Join us again tomorrow for more festive shows and inspiration.